All right, gridding up. Eddie Baker is on the pole with Mason Neal to the outside. Second row, Michael Whiting and Tony Probst. Then Brian Burkhart and Blake Mosley on the third row. Brian Mansfield and Jim Johnson on the fourth row. Matt Stewart, Dakota Wilson rounding out the top 10. Then Drew Warren and Derek Turner 11th and 12th. 13th is Anthony Stevens and Brandon McLaughlin is 14th. 15th is Edward Belair. Not in his usual number. Patrick Coluccio is 16th. DJ Kenner is 17th. Norman Chan 18th. 19th is Christopher Rawlings. And Cinderella Chris Shriver is 20th. 21st is Spencer Brown. Tom the Missile Land is 22nd. Jim Cook 23rd. Kevin Martin starts 24th. 25th is Jimbo, that is Jim Belair. Justin Glover is 26th. 27th is William Zelenka, and 28th is Michael Scruggs. Zelenka is one of the newer drivers out there as well. So we'll get to see how he does here tonight. Pace car starts rolling them off pretty quickly. Gave us just enough time to go through the grid, so thank you, Mr. Pace car. Big grid here tonight. Chris Shriver, you're just being able to make the race, Chris. That's the Cinderella story, buddy. That joke is not going away. Chris Shriver used to broadcast a league I was in, and in one of the early races, as I started coming back through the field after some early problems, he said if I won, it would be a Cinderella story, and unfortunately that stuck for several months, so now I get to return the favor. All right, take a deep breath, folks. Get strapped into your seats because we are about to go green flag racing here in California. 60 laps, 45% fuel. We're expecting at least 2 pit stops. They have 2 fast repairs, unlimited tires, and unlimited lines they can run on the track as the pace car drops off. And here we go. Green flag is in the air as Mason Neal and Eddie Baker lead them down into turn number 1. And it looks like about 6th place, Blake Mosley had a good restart, already getting a run down into turn 1. Looking to make it 3 wide into turn 1. That hole is starting to close up just a little bit. He drops to the low side. He's going to go to the bottom. We've got the 11 of Brian Mansfield spinning. Looks like he recovers, but now we've got a wreck mid-pack. Everybody manages to get clear, but Brian Burkhart has crashed. Let's see if we can see what happened to Burkhart. Looked like Burkhart got a bump on the right rear, got turned around, and got sent to the infield. They got clear of the track. The race stays green. Mason Neal now way out front. And a big swarm back behind them as everybody trying to sort themselves out here. Derek Turner so far has picked up 5 spots from 12th up to 7th. Dakota Wilson started in 10th. He's up to 5th. We've got a couple of drivers already starting to make their way through the field very rapidly. Superman, Norman Chan in the 26 car. He started in 18th. He is up to 11th. Right behind him, Cinderella is already on the move. Started in 20th up to 12th. It could be a Cinderella story for Chris Shriver here tonight. Meanwhile, Mason Neal out front. Eddie Baker in second currently. Blake Mosley in third as we've got another car loose off the... It was... I think that might have been Brian Mansfield again. They got loose off the turn there. It was Brian Mansfield getting very loose off of turn 2. Manages to save it, get back up on track. A little bit peculiar to see him struggling early on in a race. We'll see if he can recover and work his way back up. We're 4 laps into this thing and already had a lot of wild incidents. Let's watch mid-pack. As they come out of turn 2, let's see if anybody else loses it here. Brian Mansfield, you see him back there in the back. He's starting to make his way up, but that's got to be hard on the tires. Some of these guys that have been slip sliding through here, they're going to have, later in the run, tire wear is going to be a real issue for them. Mason Neal back up front, dropping below the white line to carry as much momentum as possible and break the draft on Eddie Baker if he can. Blake Mosley still right there on the back of the 29 car. And caution is out. First caution of the night. We'll have to see if we can find what happened. It looks like Edward Belair may have crashed. It looks like he just drifted up, getting off into the turn. Looking back, there was a little bit of excitement going into turn 1. Let's see if any of this. See the 9 car drifting up over the 14, but everybody was checking up by that point, not seeing if there was another issue, not seeing where it was, but Edward Belair, definitely a rough start to this one. He had been working his way up, picked up a couple of positions, but now he's going to be at the back of the field. Meanwhile, Brian Burkhart should be getting waved around. He should be able to get back to the lead lap as Edward Belair enters pit road. Caution number 1, and considering how wild some of that was getting, a lot of great driving and a lot of great saves so far early on in this battle. Looks like everybody is going to come to pit road. They are nowhere near their fuel. They're about 1/4 of their way through their fuel due to the 45% fuel load. But these guys all coming down, don't know what's going to happen next. And once the leader comes, everybody comes. The only person so far staying out is Jim Belair. Brian Burkhart being a lap down, he is staying out. Michael Scruggs and William Zelenka did not grid apparently. And now the battle is going to be off of pit road. Jim Belair, though, is assuming the lead now. Looks like everybody takes 4 tires, and it's going to be Mason Neal winning the race off pit road. Blake Mosley comes off 2nd. Eddie Baker coming off 3rd. Matt Stewart 4th. So that puts Matt Stewart in 5th because Jimbo stayed out. We'll see if Jim pits now. Be very interesting to see if he led a lap to get some bonus points, and if he comes to pit road this time by. I do believe that is a new paint job for Jim this week. And obviously Jim Belair supporting B-Make Designs, the graphic designers. Definitely check them out. And Jim Belair is going to come to pit road. He stayed out. He managed to get some track position and lead a lap, so he gets a few bonus points here. And that puts Mason Neal back up front. Blake Mosley to 2nd. Eddie Baker now 3rd. Matt Stewart 4th. Dakota Wilson is 5th. Derek Turner 6th. Patrick Coluccio, haven't talked about him yet tonight. Started in 16th. He is now up to 7th. Michael Whiting has dropped several positions back to 8th. Tony Stevens to 9th. And Tony Probst is now in 10th. Superman Norman Chan has made up 7 positions since the start. He's now up to 11th. Jim Cook has made up 9 positions. He is up to 10 positions now. He's being scored in 13th. Look and see who else the big movers were. Justin Glover's picked up 5 spots in that 25 car. He is now up to 21st. Chris Shriver looks like he lost a few positions on that pit stop, but the lights are out on the pace car, and we'll see if he can come back through the field again. Mason Neal going to lead them down this time with Blake Mosley to the outside. These two were nose to tail most of that first run. We'll see if they can... Blake and Eddie were nose to tail most of that run. We'll see if they can get around Mason Neal this time. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air again. Here we go. Everybody working their way up to speed as they cross the start-finish line. Already looking 3 wide mid-pack. Look like Superman Norman Chan came straight up the middle trying to pick up some positions. We've got a wreck in turn 1. Caution is out. Let's see if we've got the right incident here, but Christopher Rawlings, I do believe, was involved in that one. Looks like Chris Shriver got in a little too deep and got into the back of Rawlings. They both got turned around. Looks like Brian Mansfield caught a piece of that as well. Looks like Brandon McLaughlin might have been involved. Let's take another look. As these two spin in front of him, Mansfield gets through, McLaughlin gets into it, and the 3 car involved again. Edward Belair just not having much luck here tonight. As he gets into him, gets sent up into the wall, and they do have 2 fast repairs here tonight, so I do believe Edward Belair is going to have to use his second fast repair already. Rough night, rough start for the Belairs. And it does not look like anybody's coming. None of the lead cars anyway are coming to pit road. Looks like Jim Belair came to pit road. I imagine we're going to see a couple other cars heading down to get some damage repaired. Looks like Spencer Brown, Chris Shriver, Chris Rawlings, and Edward Belair all entered pit road to get repaired. Ellen Pace, I couldn't have said it better myself. Wow, that was a wild one. They drove off in there, and that is the thing. If you have somebody saving tires, they'll let out a little bit earlier in turn 1 so that they can get a better run off turn 2 and not use up the tires early. The high line is always a little bit faster here, but it is a little bit further around. So you have guys entering, there's 3 or 4 distinct lines you can take through 1 and 2. And obviously a lot of these guys trying different lines early on, trying to get the car running where they want it and pick up some positions. And obviously a couple guys running different lines just got together there. Looks like just about everybody is off of pit road. Edward Belair, Brian Burkhart still each being shown at least a lap down. Although I do believe Burkhart should get waved around to the lead lap this time. We'll have to wait a second here and see if he comes flying up past the front of the field. Watching off to the side, not seeing him come forward. And remember, they practiced. It was 104-degree track temperature. It's now 74-degree track temperature, so they've got a lot more grip than what they practiced with. that's going to come into play as well with the shade over turns 1 and 2. That's also going to play a factor. They're going to have a lot more grip in 1 and 2 than they will in 3 and 4, and that's going to affect how the car handles. And some of these guys will need to change their lines up a little bit from what they practiced with. Plus, they might actually get an extra lap of fuel mileage once they get some long green flag runs. Fully expect to see green flag stops before this one is all said and done. Usually here and at Michigan, you'll have a couple of early cautions and then long green flag runs. And once they spread out on those long green flag runs, everything starts to, your tire wear, everything starts to show. Pit strategy will start to show. And the smarter the driver, the better they will do. Mason Neal, Blake Mosley up front again. Eddie Baker, Matt Stewart on the second row. Stewart started in 9th. He's up to 4th. Dakota Wilson now up to 5th. Derek Turner now up to 6th after starting 12th. Patrick Coluccio still storming his way to the front after starting in 16th. He is up to 8th. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air for Blake Mosley and Mason Neal as they go off into turn number 1. A little bit more conservative back in the middle of the pack. Not seeing guys come 3 wide up through there yet. Meanwhile, still 2 wide at the front. Blake Mosley has the advantage on the high side, gets the run off turn 2. Mason Neal slips in behind him, and they will go off into turn 3. Blake Mosley might get a lap lead here. Blake Mosley already pulling away here. And this track, you do have to be careful that you can get an aero push coming through the turns. If you're not getting enough clean air on the left front of the car, you can it'll cause the car to push up towards the wall, give the car in front of you a little bit of an advantage. And these XFinity cars always running this low downforce package makes them a little bit harder to handle. As they come off turn 2, Mosley leads. Matt Stewart now in a dogfight with Derek Turner here. And they've got Dakota Wilson right there with them. This is for about 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're going 3 wide into the corner, but the 6 drifts way up by the wall. Coluccio coming straight up the middle, trying to pick up another spot. He gets clear there. And put Coluccio up to 5th now. Matt Stewart, Dakota Wilson, not going to make it easy on him though. As they come through 3 and 4, they are still 2 wide. As Dakota Wilson trying to force his way up to the front here. Coluccio trying to get down and get a little side draft. He's got a little help from behind, but not much. He still manages to take the position. Further back, Tony Stevens is starting to pick up some positions. He's looking to the inside of Michael Whiting as they go through the turn here. Onto the backstretch. Can't quite get anything there yet. And Drew Warren takes advantage on the outside coming off turn 2. Goes off into turn 3. Drew Warren now back up into 10th. And right behind them, you got Tony Shepard, Jim Johnson, and DJ Kenner there battling, trying to get themselves into the top 10 here. Another no surprise here, Superman, Norman Chan in 14th. He started in 18th, and he is working his way to the front. Back up front, Blake Mosley has about 0.3 of a second lead here, but this front 4 cars, Blake Mosley, Mason Neal, Eddie Baker, and Matt Stewart, that 4-car pack has started to break away just a little bit. Coluccio now a little ways behind, and now we've got a 4-car battle going on here as Dakota Wilson, Derek Turner, Coluccio and Tony Probst all battling side by side. Getting a little bit sketchy coming down the front straightaway. Dakota Wilson currently coming out on top. We saw Derek Turner get up in the wall just a little bit ago. He's fighting his way back by these guys. And it's getting really sketchy. The Derek Turner, Patrick Coluccio almost dooring each other coming through there. And the 98 right behind him, Tony Probst, trying to squeeze his way through this battle. Meanwhile, Matt Stewart has lost that lead pack just a little bit. He's about a half a second behind Eddie Baker now. Falling backwards, Dakota Wilson, though, he is starting to march forward. And he's got Derek Turner right there with him. Michael Whiting has slid back. He started in third. He's now back to ninth. He's got Drew Warren, Jim Johnson, and a bunch of cars back there behind him trying to get around him here. Jim Cook, he started back in 23rd in that 9 car. He is now up to 13th, marching his way to the front. I do believe he's the biggest mover so far. Indeed he is. Let's see what Jim sees. Let's hop in the car and take a ride around this track with him. Now he just crossed the start-finish line going off into turn number 1. You can see 3 or 4 different lines being used here. Everybody trying to find as much grip and clean air as possible in the corner, then getting back in the draft going down the straightaway. 2 wide right in front of him gives him a little bit of an advantage, and 3 wide up ahead. They're punching a big hole in the air. He's using every bit of it to try and get up there. Coming back down the front straightaway. He's getting a little squirrely off turn 4, but holds it perfectly. That was a 42-second lap around this 2-mile oval by Jim Cook. Meanwhile, the front 3 have tightened back up. They are within 0.2 of a second of each other. All right there, nose to tail. Blake Mosley currently in the lead. Mason Neal in second. Eddie Baker back in third. Back behind him, Matt Stewart in fourth and Derek Turner in fifth. Then you've got Anthony Probst in the 98. He's in sixth. Michael Whiting has slipped back to seventh, and a whole mess of cars is Coluccio. Drew Warren in the 35. Dakota Wilson out there. Dakota's starting to slip back just a little bit. Got to wonder if he overused the tires early on. DJ Kenner is out there. Jim Cook now up to 13th. Tom the Missile Land is 14th as there's a little smoke in front of these guys. Everybody's still going the right way though. Tony Stevens in the 55. He is in 15th. Superman Norman Chan is now in 16th. Tony Stevens now drops to 16th as Norman Chan takes that position. Spencer Brown 17th. Brian Mansfield 18th in the 11 car after some early struggles, starting to make a little ground back up. Chris Rawlings up to 19th now. Kevin Martin is 20th. Chris Shriver in the 21. Cinderella is 21st. Jimbo is 22nd. Justin Glover there is 23rd. Burkhart 24th, and Brandon is currently 25th. Back up front, no change with these three. As these three continue to turn laps, let's take a quick look. Everybody pitted about 18 laps ago. We're starting to see a few green flag pit stops here. We should see everybody in within the next 2 to 3 laps. Pit stops could decide this thing. They should pit no later than lap 29. Some of them will start pitting here. We've already seen Kevin Martin to pit road. Patrick Coluccio has been to pit road as well. As they come through 3 and 4, it doesn't look like any of the leaders are going to come to pit road just yet. So our first round of green flag pit stops is beginning. Bobby cheering on the Cinderella Chris Shriver. Craig Osborne cheering on Dakota Wilson. Looking through here, where did... Dakota Wilson has now dropped back to 17th after being one of the fastest cars out there early on. I'm guessing he used up the tires early or he's saving fuel, one or the other, but interesting change of events as the 55 now comes to pit road. We've got several cars on pit road. Anthony Stevens managed to save it getting down there. But now you've got Matt Stewart, Tony Probst, Michael Whiting, Drew Warren, Anthony Stevens, Chris Shriver, and Brian Burkhardt all on pit road. So the top three coming around to complete lap 28. We'll see if they come in this time. Or can they stretch it another lap? As third place, Blake Mosley drops in, leaves 2 cars out there, Mason Neal and Eddie Baker all alone out front. And a swarm of cars about to come off of pit road. Caution is out. Christopher Rawlings apparently involved. Chris Rawlings coming off pit road, gets up into the wall, crashes down to the infield, manages not to collect anybody, but that car is torn up, heavy damage. And you had Blake Mosley, one of the fastest cars, was on pit road. These two leaders might be able to trap some of these guys a lap down. They still have to catch back up to the pace car and hope they have enough fuel to make it to pit road. And it looks like we are down to 14 cars on the lead lap. We'll see what happens once these two go onto pit road, but I'm thinking that not a lot of them are going to get waved around. We'll just have to wait and see based on their position on track. Christopher Rawlings was up to 8th. He had picked up 11 spots before the incident and having to go to pit road. And we should see Mason Neal and Eddie Baker both come to pit road now. Tom Land way back there in third, so everybody in front of Tom Land that is a lap or more down, once the pit stops cycle through with these leaders, they should get waved around by virtue of being right behind the pace car. Might be a lucky break for some of these guys. As the leaders now come to pit road, Tom Land is going to come to pit road too. Several cars that are a lap down, several cars that are already pitted are coming to pit road again. You got Mason Neal, Eddie Baker, Tom Land, Brian Mansfield, Spencer Brown, Dakota Wilson, Jimbo is on pit road. Justin Glover back on pit road. Edward Belair still on pit road. Blake Mosley, who was on pit road when the caution came out, now assumes the lead. Derek Turner is going to line up in second. Jim Johnson to third. Norman Chan will be in fourth. DJ Kenner is fifth. Jim Cook is sixth. We've got several guys like Derek Turner just picked up 10 spots. Norman Chan now up from starting in 18th, now up to 4th. DJ Kenner started in 17th, now up to 5th. Jim Cook started in 23rd. He's now up to 6th. The Missile started in 22nd. He is now up to 9th. Spencer Brown started in 21st, now up to 11th. Christopher Rawlings is now going to be scored in 12th. Let's see, did anybody else? Looks like just about everybody. Only 4 cars being shown a lap down now. Patrick Coluccio, Brian Burkhart, Brandon McLaughlin, and Edward Belair are the cars 1 or more laps down. Meanwhile, Blake Mosley just sitting there. He's got several lap cars right in front of him. They're between the leader and the pace car, so they should get a wave around once we get the 1 to green. And here they go. There goes 1, 2, 3. Looks like the 55 is going to get waved around, so these guys are going to start lining up. There goes the 85 getting back to the lead lap. And Blake Mosley now assuming the lead. Derek Turner to second. Jim Johnson to third. DJ Kenner to fourth. Or Norman Chan to fourth, excuse me. DJ Kenner to fifth. Jim Cook to sixth. Several guys picked up a lot of positions on pit strategy. Our previous leaders, Mason Neal currently in 12th. Dakota Wilson in 11th. Eddie Baker is currently being scored in 7th. So they're going to have to come through a lot of traffic here on this restart to get back up and be battling for the lead with Blake Mosley. And with guys like Derek Turner and Jim Johnson up there and Superman Norman Chan up there, these guys are going to have a tough time getting around and getting back up to the front. We'll see if they can pull it off here. Pace car is in. Blake Mosley going to lead them down with Derek Turner on the outside. Green flag is in the air again. Everybody getting a little squirrely on that restart as they go from second to third gear. Derek Turner looking to the high side yet again. But Blake Mosley, he is starting to open up a lead already. And we've got one spinning down on the back stretch. Spencer Brown, he spun there. See if we can get a shot of what happened to Spencer. He was already spinning by that point. Looked like Spencer just got loose off of turn 2, and that sent him to the infield, but he has managed to recover. He is back on track. Blake Mosley currently in the lead. It looks like Chris Shriver, Justin Glover, Matt Stewart, Patrick Coluccio, Brian Burkhart, Brendan McLaughlin, all 1 or more laps down now. Chris Shriver is in the lucky dog position at the moment. Meanwhile, Blake Mosley has checked out a little bit from Derek Turner. Jim Johnson in third, DJ Kenner in fourth. It looks like Superman has dropped all the way back to 11th on this restart. Kind of unusual to see Superman Norman Chan going backwards. as Tom the Missile Land gets by him on the high side. Tom Land gets loose right in front of the 98 and the 25. Several cars spinning down low, but we're staying green. Yellow flag. You see the 50 car tried to get down out of the way. Looks like Michael Whiting involved. The 35 is involved. Let's see if we can get another look at what happened to Tom Land. Gets off into the turn. We've talked about it being low downforce. He just gets extremely loose. Several cars managed to slip by, but a lot more involved. Blake Mosley still in the lead. We should be fairly close to where these guys can go the distance on fuel. Looks like Justin Glover's been to pit road. Jim Belair's been to pit road. Looking to see how many other cars, as all the leaders now ducking down pit road. A couple of them at the last possible minute. Blake Mosley leading pretty much the entire field down pit road. Chris Shriver's still out there. He is in the lucky dog position. He'll have to wait till he gets waved by, but he will be. There he goes. He got his lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap. Hopefully he'll have time. This big track, he should have time to get down pit road, get 4 tires and fuel, and go the distance from here. Could be a Cinderella story of him coming back here. Mikey Mixer, sad that he is having to miss the race, but he is in the bleachers and he's got a cold one in hand. Tyler Robertson saying Eddie Baker needs to do the Harvick line. Looks like Kevin Martin had a problem on pit road. Let's see if we can see what happened. Looked like as he was coming off of pit road, not sure what happened there, but he stopped just outside of pit road to be towed back. Let's see if we can talk to Mosley. Blake, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Heck of a run going here tonight.
Yeah. I'm not really used to these cars. I'm typically a truck and cup, so this is kind of a learning curve again for me. I haven't touched them in a while.
Well, it looks like you've learned rather quickly. Nobody can touch you once you get out there in the clean air.
I don't know. There's 2 of them here that right there, that second run we had. Can't remember. I think Dakota and Mason. They gave me a challenge.
Well, they're a couple spots back. You'll have a little bit of an advantage on this restart, so good luck to you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I think DJ took 2 tires, so we'll see how that works.
Oh, that'll be interesting. All right, man. Good luck to you. About to go green, so good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Blake Mosley saying he's going to have a run for his money here. Jamie Turner cheering on... I'm sorry. Cheering on Derek Turner here tonight. Derek currently running in 5th. Josh Glover got caught up in an early wreck and then got caught up in like the 3rd wreck. Justine not having his best night. Currently showing as being on pit road. Pace car is off. Green flag in the air once again, and it looks like DJ Kenner there on the inside was getting a little bit of a push there on the start, but Blake Mosley gets to the front again. He's got the clean air, and he might be able to pull away. Meanwhile, DJ Kenner right in the middle. They're looking to go 3 wide. Oh, Blake gets loose coming off turn 2. Cold tires, pushing hard. He gets loose. He saves it. He's down on the inside. Getting back up on track, but Eddie Baker slips by. He is currently being up in the lead. Him and DJ Kenner actually battling for the lead here. Blake Mosley, now he is recovered and back up on track, but currently in 18th position. Eddie Baker, meanwhile, opening up a little bit of a lead over Mason Neal, but just for a moment, here comes Mason to the outside. DJ Kenner, we heard him, DJ getting loose off turn 2. He manages to hold it. He comes back up the track, saves it, but that was a close one as he came back up on track. Seeing a lot of cars, once you get on that flatter banking coming off the turn, it can throw that car sideways, and these guys are having a rough go of it here. Chris Shriver now back on the lead lap after getting the lucky dog. He is up to 17th. He's picked up a couple positions and actually had one of the fastest laps last time by. Dakota Wilson now up in 3rd. After starting 10th, and he is charging forward trying to get, and we've got a wreck going on behind us. Caution is out. I do believe I saw the 91 of the missile involved in that. And it looks like the 35 of Drew Warren just got into the back of him, tried to save it, couldn't. The 35 and the 91 go off to the infield. And the 44 of Michael Whiting also involved, but Drew Warren took the brunt of that. Doesn't look like the damage is too terribly bad. And Eddie Baker continues to lead. Tom Land now on pit road. The missile going in for a fast repair. He got turned up into the wall. He had heavy damage. Let's see if we can take a look. He has heavy right front damage. We'll see if he can get back out here. All right, wild. The leader spinning on the restart coming off turn 2. Then a lap later, more cars spinning. And the third lap after the restart, a big one coming off of turn 2. And we've got Tony Probst, Jim Johnson, DJ Kenner, Spencer Brown, Michael Whiting, Blake Mosley, Chris Shriver, Drew Warren, Jimbo, all on pit road this time by. Meanwhile, Eddie Baker and Mason Neal, Dakota Wilson, Derek Turner all stay out. As does Brian Mansfield, Jim Cook, Norman Chan, Chris Rawlings, and Tony Stevens. So 2 distinct strategies going on here as we reach the last part of this race. And Josh, I have to agree with you on that, buddy. Every time Glover has a good run, he just gets caught up in the worst possible luck. All right, Eddie Baker currently leading. Looking through the field, Matt Stewart, he was a lap down earlier. He is starting to make his way back to the front. Let's see if we can talk to him real quick. Hey, Matt, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's up?
Hey, man, you were a lap down earlier. You've managed to get back to the lead lap. You've just come off pit road. Are you going to be able to get up here and battle for the win?
It's going to be fun watching Blake get back up there. I kind of shot myself in the foot. I got a speeding penalty right before that first caution. But I do not think that I can keep up with the top 5, but I'm hoping for a top 10.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully you can get back up there and enjoy the show of Blake coming back to the front.
All right, thanks, Doug.
All right. Well, you heard Matt say he can get a top 10 out of this. Not sure if he can get up there and battle with that top 5, but we're about to find out as the lights are out on the pace car. Don't forget, immediately following this, we will have the Pro Late models from Kokomo. So some dirt track racing. A lot of the same drivers will be out there for that. And several of the new drivers from Monday night that aren't out here, I am sure are going to show up for that as well. Be quite a big field and a lot of great racing. And Dakota Wilson driving a Mike Keith tribute car tonight. Very awesome. Dakota currently running in third after starting 10th. A couple of guys coming to the front. Jim Cook, Norman Chan, 6th and 7th, and 8th place Chris Rawlings. We'll see if these guys can get up here and take a win here. Pace car is off and green flag is in the air. Little bit slower restart. Eddie Baker moves up really quickly, getting off into turn 1. That gives Dakota Wilson the inside line. He takes second place and starts looking for the lead here. 16 laps to go. Everybody can make it on tires, on fuel from here. Hold on to it. Dakota gets a little loose, hangs on to it. Everybody manages to keep it straight that time by coming out of turn 2. Dakota Wilson still battling Mason Neal there. Dakota getting the better run into the turn. Mason just trying to hold him off coming off the turn. And we've got a 4-car battle for the lead now. Derek Turner now up there battling with the top 3. He had gone to pit road. We heard it mentioned earlier. They thought he had gone 2 tires. He went ahead and went to pit road. He's now got 4 fresh Goodyears. Eddie Baker leading these top 4 cars around. 14 laps to go. And they're 2 wide right behind him again as Dakota Wilson gets another run to the bottom. Derek Turner back there trying to find a fast way around, but here comes Brian Mansfield, who spun at the first part of the race, went way to the back of the field, ended up losing a lap, has spun, got loose off of turn 2 a second time later in the race, and is now up to 4th. Never count Brian Mansfield out. As they get really dicey back there, Chris Shriver has now, after getting the lucky dog, he is now back up to 13th, now to 12th. As the 39 gets up into the 9 right in front of him. Another one that's coming from behind after getting put a lap down early on. He is starting to charge forward. Anthony Probst had an issue. Let's see what happened. Looked like he turned down and just lost it. Caution is out. Looks like Derek Turner got really loose coming through the turn, trying to save it, collected the 9 and the 29. 2 of the fastest guys out there so far tonight. And several more cars right behind him. Jim Johnson, DJ Kenner, Derek Turner, all involved. Eddie Baker continues to lead. Mason Neal comes in second. Dakota Wilson currently third. Brian Mansfield fourth. Michael Whiting is fifth. And right behind Michael Whiting, who managed to drive through 2 wrecks at once, is the 14, the Cinderella story, Chris Shriver, now up into 6th. A lap down, just 10 laps or so ago, now up to 6, battling with the leaders. He definitely has a fast car tonight. Tony Stevens is now up to 7. Blake Mosley, after spinning on the previous restart, ending up in the infield, has recovered to 8th. Spencer Brown now up to 9th after starting 21st. And 10th place is the 01, that is Christopher Rawlings, as now we're seeing a lot of the leaders coming to pit road, but Eddie Baker and Dakota Wilson, Michael Whiting all stay out. And I don't know how Michael Whiting managed to get through that mess without any damage. He was right there with those guys. Spencer Brown, Drew Warren, Jimbo all staying out. And now it's going to be fresh tires versus old tires. When they come back out, we'll show you the pit strategy as it stands, but the top 6 cars stay out. Eddie Baker, Dakota Wilson, Michael Whiting, Spencer Brown, Drew Warren, and Jim Belair, a.k.a. Jimbo, all stay out. Mason Neal, Brian Mansfield, Matt Stewart, Anthony Probst, Blake Mosley, Chris Shriver, the Tony Probst, Tony Stevens, Superman, Norman Chan, DJ Kenner, Jim Johnson, Chris Rawlings, Brian Burkhart, Derek Turner, and Patrick Coluccio all went to pit road. All right, as they come back out, let's see how things look. The top 6 obviously stayed out. Mason Neal comes out 7th. Brian Mansfield 8th. Matt Stewart 9th. 10th is Blake Mosley. 11th is Chris Shriver. Tony Stevens is 12th. Norman Chan 13th. There's Jim Cook in 14th, DJ Kenner in 15th, 16th is Jim Johnson, Tony Probst, Patrick Coluccio, Chris Rawlings, and Brian Burkhart round out the top 20. Still several cars on pit road, and it looks like, looks like that is going to be just about everybody. Lights go out on the pace car. They'll line up side by side this time to go green flag racing again. Josh, no, we are live on Twitch and Facebook. The videos will be on YouTube later tonight, though. And you can check out the XCal race from last night. The last, if you don't watch anything else this week as far as iRacing, watch the last 50 laps of the XCal race from last night. That was a wild one. There was a point where we couldn't even speak because every time we started to say something, something else happened and the lead changed multiple times and it got a little bit crazy. Short track racing and street stocks. You don't want to miss that at 7:20 Eastern on Tuesday nights. And, of course, you can check out our broadcast schedule at htsai.net. And we did add the charity page today that shows all the different leagues, all the charity efforts they're putting in, and how you can help. There is links to all of that. Eddie Baker, Dakota Wilson up on the front row. Michael Whiting, Spencer Brown has not been up front all night, yet here he is in 4th. Drew Warren, Jim Belair right behind him. And those top 6, they are in trouble because there is a whole bunch of cars with fresh tires as the lights go green. 9 laps left in this one. Caution is out already. See if we can see what happened. not seeing the alert as to what brought this caution out. Oh, it looks like Chris Shriver. Let's see if we can find the right incident here. There's Chris Shriver down on the bottom. He gets right to the back bumper of the 07 car. And the 26 right behind him, as he was checking up, the 26 gets into the back bumper. Several cars go around. And Chris gets collected multiple times. He should still have one more fast repair, though. I think he's only been involved in one. He's managed to dodge just about everything out there. Meanwhile, Michael Whiting is now being scored in the lead. So he had to have gotten by Eddie Baker. Looking to see if any of these guys went to pit road. Michael Whiting was one of those guys that got fresh tires. See if we can see the pass for the lead. And you can see the difference those fresh tires make as they go off into turn 1 and 2. He's carrying so much more speed. Dakota Wilson trying to get up the middle there. Can't quite get there. The 44 is clear of everybody when the caution comes out. Heck of a pass by Whiting there. So he was one of the first guys on pit road getting fresh tires on that last caution. Now with they'll have less than 5 laps on the restart. He is sitting in the catbird seat because Eddie Baker, Dakota Wilson, and let's take a quick look here. And we can see Baker and Wilson both have been out there a little bit longer, 6 laps longer. Then you've got Brown and Warren. Both came in at the same time Michael Whiting did. Mason Neal, Blake Mosley, and Brian Mansfield all came in just a few laps ago. Tires could be the story by the time this thing is all said and done. Let's see, who went to pit road this time? Looks like Tony Probst went to pit road, Jimbo went to pit road, Christopher Rawlings went to pit road, Derek Turner went to pit road. I do not see, it doesn't know, Chris Shriver must be out of fast repairs. He is still out there, currently running in 16th. Kind of a heartbreak for him after working his way slowly through the field, then ending up a lap down after one of the cautions, then working his way back through the field, getting back to the lead lap, making his way back towards the front, and then just getting caught in another incident. So he's got heavy damage. It'll be hard for him to get to the front. We'll see if he can pick up a few positions here, though. Lights are out on the pace car. They're going to line back up one more time. Michael Whiting is in first. Eddie Baker, Dakota Wilson, Spencer Brown, and Drew Warren round out your top 5. Then it is Mason Neal, Blake Mosley, Brian Mansfield, Matt Stewart, and Tony Stevens rounding out the top 10. They'll get the green flag with 5 laps to go. It's going to get wild. Several different tire strategies out there. The top 5 or 6 cars have been out there at least 11 laps on their tires. Several cars right behind them, only 4 or 5 laps. You wouldn't think it would make that big a difference, but you saw Michael Whiting passing those guys with 5 lap older tires. On that last restart, he managed to come to the lead, passing 4 different cars at once. And again, don't forget, stick around afterwards. We'll go straight over to the dirt race. Pace car is in. Michael Whiting going to lead him down. Green flag is in the air. We're going to have 5 laps to go at the line. Michael Whiting in the lead. Eddie Baker on the outside has older tires, but they are getting extremely dicey right behind him. Drew Warren involved in the caution just a couple laps ago. Fast repaired, fresh tires. He's out here trying to make his way forward. Mason Neal trying to make his way forward. The 8. Dakota Wilson spinning. Getting loose off turn 2. He clears the track. They stay green. Eddie Baker and Michael Whiting battling side by side. Eddie Baker trying to use that low line, trying to get any advantage he can here over the newer tires of Michael Whiting. And for the moment, at least, he has it. 4 laps to go. They are still side by side. Can Michael Whiting do anything with him as Eddie Baker pulls back into the lead, but Michael Whiting's got to run to the high side. Can't quite get there yet. Michael Whiting looks slow. We've got a car off the wall on the back straightaway off turn 2. Looks like they're going to keep it straight and keep going. Michael Whiting drops to the low side going through 3 and 4. Right behind him, here comes Mason Neal. Here comes Blake Mosley. Here comes Drew Warren and Spencer Brown. Eddie Baker on older tires, he's the oldest tires in the top 5, is opening up a lead over Michael Whiting. But here comes Mason Neal looking to the outside. And now the 44 gets a run down on the low side coming out of turn 2. Michael Whiting has a run going off into turn 3. Can he make it work for him? Meanwhile, Blake Mosley is picking them off one at a time up on the high side. 3-wide battle for the lead up here. About to be 4-car battle, maybe even a 5-car battle with 2 laps to go. Eddie Baker is holding off those fresher tires, at least for the moment, doing an outstanding job. The 44 down low, and here comes Mason Neal to the high side. Can't quite get the run on the high side. He's looking to the middle, can't get there yet. And it looks like Mason Neal is going to clear the 44. No! Michael Whiting making a comeback on the inside. And Blake Mosley getting a run up on the high side. White flag in the air. Blake Mosley power move to the inside. On the bottom, 3 wide as they go off into turn 1. Blake Mosley has a run on the inside of the 29. He's got the 44 right behind him, giving him a little bit of a push. The 8 of Mason Neal pushing Eddie Baker. They are side by side. Now the high line using 3 cars on the high line. 44 drops back down low. Blake Mosley on the inside. Mason Neal looking to go up the middle. No room. Blake Mosley goes up high trying to get a side draft. They come to the line. Blake drops to the low side. Who's it going to be at the line? It is Eddie Baker at the line. 3/100ths of a second between Eddie Baker and Blake Mosley at the line at Auto Club. Let's take a quick look at this. As they come down, Blake Mosley coming down the back straightaway, gets the nose out front. He has the 44 helping to push him, and here's where Blake loses his advantage. The 44 jumps up to that high line, trying to get any help he can. He loses even more draft. Blake jumps up high, trying to get that side draft, coming through 3 and 4. Gets a little bit of a run, drops down very, very low. At the line, 3/100ths of a second. Eddie Baker wins. And I don't know if Eddie Baker knows what he has coming here in just a moment. So Eddie Baker wins, Blake Mosley second, Mason Hall third, Michael Whiting is fourth, Spencer Brown, is fifth. Then Drew Warren, Brian Mansfield, Matt Stewart, Patrick Coluccio, and Jim Cook round out the top 10. Tony Stevens as they begin the celebration. Tony Stevens and Tony Probst 11th and 12th. Superman Norman Chan comes home 13th. Jim Belair comes home 14th. Chris Rawlings is 15th. Chris Shriver is 16th after a rough first race in this series. And it looks like Chris Shriver has figured out, he's obviously watched the Outlaw Boys race before and figured out how they celebrate. And the 29 is in the air. All right, let's see. We'll see if we can get a hold of the top three. That'll be Eddie Baker, Blake Mosley, and Mason Neal. I'm looking to see if any of them is... Looks like Blake Mosley is available. Hey, Blake, this is Doug. You got me?
I do.
0.03 of a second.
Oh, no, don't remind me.
You had a heck of a run. It looked like you tried to get the side draft coming off 3 and 4 and then just jumped down low with all the momentum you had there. Just was not enough at the line.
Yeah, I needed a few more inches there coming off the corner to be able to pull that off. But, I was surprised he was able to hold on with the old tires. That took me by surprise. I figured we'd blow his doors off.
I kind of expected that too. He had several almost 10-lap older tires than I believe you did. So regardless, that was a heck of a run on your part. And, coming down the back straightaway, the 44 was right on your back bumper. Looked like he jumped high, and that's when you lost all your momentum. You lost a little bit of drafting help there.
Yeah, I've been running that outside by the wall in 3 and 4, and when they went up there, I really didn't have any momentum. Now, if they went low, I probably would have got that one on the exit, because I was getting some killer runs off of 4.
Well, regardless, a heck of a night, heck of a second place finish, 0.03 of a second. So obviously you had the speed here tonight. We're going to see you in a dirt car here in a few.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be in the pro late.
All right, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like Mason Neal is available, finishing 3rd. Hey, Mason, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good there. That was pretty exciting there at the end.
Yeah, it was. You staying right behind Eddie Baker there probably gave Eddie Baker the win, and you coming home 3rd, but that was a wild race. It looked like coming off 4, you might have had a run, but you couldn't get a line up the middle.
No, there was nothing in the middle there, and I was content just pushing Eddie off. He did a nice job holding off there with 2 tires. He had taken 2 tires probably with 20 to go and didn't pit.
Wow, I didn't realize he had taken just 2 tires to get that advantage, but wow.
Yeah, because with the yellow with like 30 to go, when Eddie and I had stayed out, I actually ran out of gas. Fun story.
I wondered if you guys did or not.
I was cutting it that close, and the yellow came out, so I coasted into my pit stall going about 15 miles an hour. So we didn't have to take tires on that one with like 20 to go. So him and I had actually both taken 2 tires. And then I pitted with 10 to go to take 4. So I got through there, but there was nowhere to go there off of 4 at the end. So congrats to Eddie.
Well, congrats to you too. 3rd place finish, and between from the leader to you, 0.05 of a second. So a really close finish there, bud.
That's incredible.
Well, congratulations, man. Are we going to see you in a pro late model here in a few?
Prob's not. I'll leave that to the dirt guys for tonight.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again next week, bud.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right, let's see. I don't know if Eddie Baker is available to talk. I'm not seeing him listed, so we'll... Looks like Michael Whiting is, though, so let's talk to him real quick. He came home 4th. Hey, Michael, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, there on the last lap, you came off turn 2, you were behind Blake, and you moved to the high side. Was that what cost you? Because it looked like you just lost all momentum when you did.
Yeah, when Blake made that move down low like that, I was just trying to keep Mason pinched up high. That was the only chance I had. I knew he had fresh tires. Just kept him behind the leader. And it just didn't work out. Blake went down low, and that was about it. I know he was done. getting caught in the middle like that.
Still a very close finish. You guys were all within a tenth of a second, and coming home fourth tonight, given the way this race went, was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a good race. It was fun.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on a fourth place finish and a great job tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Doug.
Yep. Let's see. And it looks like Eddie Baker has joined us.
I finally figured out how to get in here, Doug.
Well, congratulations on that finish. 0.03 of a second.
Wow, that was incredible. I don't know how I pulled it off with old tires. They were so old, the car was all over the place. And got to thank Mason Neal for that huge push towards the end there. If it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't have squeaked that one out.
Yeah, he said he knew he didn't have anything for you, but he was just going to help push you to the end. I have to ask, he said you were on old tires, and I'm hearing you took 2 tires last time you stopped.
Yep, last time I stopped, which was probably the third to last caution. That's the last time I put tires on it.
And it was just 2 right side tires.
Yes, 2 rights. Left sides were down around the 70s by the time that was over.
I'm sure they were. I'm surprised they were that high, to be honest. But still, congratulations. You had a heck of a run all night long. And I know you went to the back a couple of times, or went back several positions, lost a lot of track position, and still managed to make up the ground. And Michael Whiting and a couple other of those guys on fresh tires, you managed to hold off.
Yeah, it was incredible. I definitely got stuck back in the pack on pit cycle a couple of times, and it's definitely an improvement from Talladega last week. I know we ran well for a while, and I missed my pit box like a rookie, and then late in the race I made an aggressive maneuver, and I got to apologize to Jim on that one. I kind of cut him off late in the race there, but that put us towards the back, so this is definitely a better way to continue on the career with this league.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Great finish tonight, and look forward to seeing what you can do next week, bud.
Awesome. We'll see you then. Thank you.
Yeah, alrighty. All right, that was Eddie Baker, the winner, and it looks like Brian Burkhardt has joined us for a moment.
Yeah, hey Doug, just wanted to say, hey, another cool night, fun night of racing here at Outlaws. You know, not the night I was hoping for on the track, but that's all right. It was still a successful evening for the league, and really super happy with how everything is going. All the new guys coming out, big crowds, guys trying new cars and stuff every week. It's really fun.
Yeah, it is. I know this track is definitely tricky, and we saw a lot of guys really struggling off turn 2 on cold tires. But got to tell you, there was some really impressive saves by some of these guys tonight.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I know this place definitely gets the blood pumping when for how loose the car drives. That's for sure. Something that we're going to definitely look at next season. Looking at moving the schedule around a little bit to some of the non-legacy tracks, give guys a little bit more grip, make things a little bit more racy.
All right, man. Well, good. Definitely a good run, and we got some pro late models here in just a few.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that one, but you guys have fun tonight. And I know you guys you'll be broadcasting that one as well. So I hope everybody enjoys the show. And I know Steven runs a good show over there. So have fun, guys.
All right, man. Thank you very much. That was Brian Burkhardt. Thanking him and thanking all of y'all for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. Step away. We're going to get switched over to some dirt track racing. Pro late models from Kokomo. You definitely do not want to miss that show. It's going to be one heck of a race. And this race had 28 people. I fully expect to see a few more cars out there. So multiple heats, a couple of mains, and then the feature. It's going to be a wild one. We'll see if first night in the league, if Chris Shriver can pull off a Cinderella story once we get to Kokomo. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you in just a moment.